Hey everyone, welcome to a SingularityComputers subscriber update video and a new style of videos and the start of something new on my channel. For a long time people have been wanting me to make more videos, and I've been wanting to make more videos more than anything, because when I started my channel I was doing 3 videos a week and I absolutely love doing that. But back then I'd just pick up the camera and start filming, no proper lighting, no setup. And I was also just doing reviews, gaming videos, and just having fun with it, no editing or anything. But as time has gone on, I've obviously increased the quality of my videos. Not only that, my content has changed. If I was still just doing reviews and gaming videos, they're very easy to make. I mean, you can still put a lot of time into a good quality review, don't get me wrong, but certainly not the time that goes into making a build video. I mean, if you've ever made a build log, imagine doing one build log after the next, just constantly, because it's not really about the filming and the editing and all of that. It's to get enough content to make one video, I need to work for about, between 1 and 3 weeks, just on the build itself. And then there's the fact that when filming anything, it takes twice as long or even more. Filming a build, every time you change the scene, I might be assembling a pump and res config and then change to water blocks, completely remove all the boxes from the room, get all the other components in, pull them out of the boxes. An hour later or more, lighting change, camera change, just for the next scene. Whereas if I was just going to build that system without filming, all the parts would be out and I'd just be putting them in one after the other, and it would go so much faster. So the content that I'm doing now compared to the content I was doing when I started my channel is the main reason that I'm not making as many videos as I used to. And I mean, if I have to work for 1 to 3 weeks to get enough content to make a video, and then there's all of the editing and the voiceover. Sometimes I have to watch back 6 hours of footage to edit through it all. Then obviously I'm only going to be able to make a video a fortnight at best. And I want to do a whole lot more than that. And so this is the only way I'm going to be able to do that. Just impromptu videos, vlogs. I'm going to throw in all kinds of different content in this style. And I've been meaning to do this for so long, and I've shot so many videos like this, but then I watch them back and I'm like, no way, that quality is not good enough. I'm talking about rubbish, it's boring, people are going to hate me, hate it, and I never upload it. I've put countless hours into videos like this. But it's time it was done, because I've reached 100,000 subscribers and I really want to take my channel to the next level. And there's so much you guys miss out on because I'm not doing videos like this. And I'm sure all of you will agree you'd much rather see videos like this, lower quality, less professional, than only see a build of a video a month. And I'm also going to start doing reviews again and other content. But anyway, this video, kicking all of this off, is a hard one. But before I get to that, I just want to say that there's going to be a number of segments that I do like this. So one of the segments is, I'm probably just going to call it modding. I'll go behind the scenes as I'm building my systems, and no setup, completely impromptu, just take you through what I'm doing, my technique, and give you heaps of information on whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it be, polishing a custom paint job, getting a perfect show car finish, a perfect mirror finish, bending panels, building a custom case, who knows, could be anything. But, the first video that I am going to do is polishing a custom paint job, so that one's coming up soon. I'm going to do another segment like this where I talk about personal stuff, and the first video is going to be about my illness. And the reason for that is when I've mentioned my illness in the past, I've had so many people approach me And really what they're looking for is information and help, because when I was first diagnosed, when I was 21, I was stuck in hospital with a bunch of people twice my age, even 3 times my age. And, I was like, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I dying already? I'm 21. And to be able to speak to another young person who's been through it, and also I've had, pretty incredible experience. Hopefully I can help some people out there. Also, another video that I want to do, which I've had countless thousands of people ask me about this. And so this video will definitely be helpful to a lot of people. I've had so many people ask me to do this video right since I started my channel, is how I started Singularity Computers. So a very, very important video. So anyway, that's just a little bit of what's coming up. But this video is about a difficult subject, and I've been putting this off for a couple of months now. Because, anyway, I'll get straight into it. 4 months ago on my channel, 4 or 5 months, I announced the opening of the new Singularity Computers workshop. And up until that point, for about 4 or 5 months before that, I'd been setting up the workshop, training the team, and so I announced the workshop at the point where it had become fully functional. And so, everyone was trained, we were starting to to do a bit more work, but that was the point where we really needed to start catching up. Now, most of my life I've just put my head down and worked as hard as I can on my own, and I've always been highly motivated. I started a successful business in high school. Then I went and worked for my family's company, and I managed to set myself up for life by the time I was 21 years of age. But then I got sick, and in a 2-year period, I had 10 surgeries. I almost lost everything, financially. And I'd always wanted to start Singularity Computers. I'd had the idea since high school, since I was very young, really. And my illness was the trigger for starting Singularity Computers, but I had to start it as a repair business. But anyway, this is for the other video I'm going to do. But anyway, when I started my channel, it was right up until Client Build 13, I did absolutely everything on my own. And I've had a few people comment and say that it was Client Build 13 and this build that I love all your other builds but not these ones. Well, it turns out that, and a few people have said that now, it is those builds where I've had other people get involved to do the painting or a few other little things, whereas everything else I've done has been completely 100% done by me only. And those builds I enjoyed far more, everyone else enjoyed far more, and people came to my channel for what I do, obviously. So getting a whole lot of other people involved is something I was very apprehensive about, but it was something that I thought that I had to do to go to the next level. And I thought that what people wanted to see was just more and more extreme builds, more and more mods. And so I started the workshop so that I could build more systems, make more videos. Building more systems means more content for videos, so I'm able to make more videos. And I was set up with 3 people working in the workshop, as well as me, and a cameraman. But none of the people I had knew anything about computers. They didn't know anything about to be able to mod a system, you have to know about the entire culture, gaming. It's so important that you are highly knowledgeable. And when it comes to building computers, well, I wasn't going to let anyone else do that. The only reason I had the workshop was purely for mods, and it's only a fraction of my systems that actually get modified. So it turns out that despite the fact I had all of these other people, I was still doing 95% of the work. And at the same time, I was trying to, train people who knew nothing about computers. And not only that, every time I've worked alongside someone else, I've employed someone else, I've had trouble with them. The first time I had someone do a paint job, they cost an entire build, okay? It was a huge setback for me, and a big delay. The delay is the biggest problem, and it was about the person not being a good person, an immoral person. And because, as I said, most of my life I've just put my head down and worked hard and not had much to do with anyone else, could say I'm a bit of a loner, aside from my wife and my family. I haven't had a lot of experience with, reading people, and you could say that I'm pretty gullible, and I just trust people, And, I mean, you have to. And it turns out, anyway, that I was massively betrayed, and it was done in a very, very intelligent way. The guy that I mentioned him when I announced the workshop. The guy I set up the workshop with, I put him in charge. He kind of wormed his way into my life and got into the position where, he had a lot of power and access. And so he was having more and more say in, you guys are going to think you're the boss, just tell people what to do and that's it. It's not like that. Okay, I can't hold a gun to someone's head and force them to do something. And because I was younger than everyone else I had employed, and there was just many, many other problems, okay? It turns out that there was drugs involved. It ended up I had my life threatened multiple times, violence, and in the end I had everything taken from me, okay? I won't go into details. You guys really don't need to know that, and there also might be legal proceedings at some point. But it was when my son, Jake, some of you will know that he recently got very sick a few months back, and it was actually appendicitis, but it burst and he came close to death from infection. Also, because the city I live in, there's no pediatric surgeons, so he had to go to another hospital, and there was a big delay there. But I ended up flying out with him, emergency flight to another hospital about 500 kilometers from here, where he stayed for about 3 weeks. But he's a strong little guy, and so he bounced back fast. But during that time, I had to kind of rush before I left, setting everything up so that the workshop would run while I was gone. Well, while I was gone, I wasn't taking much notice of things, obviously, because I was in hospital with my son. And so it was when I returned that everything had fallen apart. Now, very easily, I could have just moved the workshop somewhere else, employed a new team, and continued. But, all of this has been a very important life lesson for me, and like everything I do, it's led to the next level for me and something far beyond, the small thinking that I had regarding the workshop. It was the wrong way to go about things. And, I said I was going to share the experience with you guys no matter what happened. Because it wasn't long after I started the workshop that I started to outsource things. And I was able to get things done for a fraction of the price, far quicker, far more volume, better quality even, and the workshop became obsolete in a very short time. And with all of the problems that I had with the people's attitudes, while the workshop was running, as I said, I was doing most of the work. The workshop was just slowing me down. It was a dead weight. So I was getting far less done than I can get done on my own. And I got pretty behind because of the workshop. But since I've shut it down, I'm catching up quickly. Not only that, the work is my work. You know, I'm the only one who has a say in it. So, you know, I was redoing most of what they were building anyway because I wasn't happy with the quality. So, on my own, I'm far more productive. I'm far happier with the work I'm doing. I enjoy it more, better quality, because all of this for me, it's all about a passion. So, obviously, it's about enjoyment, and I love what I'm doing, but that path that I went down wasn't the right one. Now, on the other hand, if I had found a group of good people, then I probably would have continued down that path, and it would have worked out. But, it's not just about me. I've looked very, very hard to find good people to come and work for me. Just moral people, But I don't know if it's something about the area I live in. There's a lot of people that are what they call dole bludgers here in Australia. And the attitude that they had towards me was incredible. It was like because I'd built something, because I'd had the strength and the motivation and the will to become successful, that I was somehow the enemy. And, it was sabotage in the end. But soon you're going to see what it has led to, and, this life lesson. And, I'm back to loving what I do, and I'm catching up. And, at the beginning I started the workshop, really the most important goal was to make more videos, but even having a cameraman, just the entire time, there was so much footage that was taken, but, none of it was good enough to be used. And getting people to have an understanding of what I do, the way I do it, as a perfectionist, it is very, very difficult to get other people involved. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'd be very interested to know what you think about what has happened. Some people might think it's a huge disaster and a failure. Well, yeah, it's a failure, but I don't see it as a disaster or a problem, because to me it was a lesson, and it's pointed me in the direction I should have gone in to begin with. And what's most important is this channel, and that direction was not going to improve the channel. It was not going to mean more videos. It was just going to mean more stress on me, more time put into trying to control other people. It was just never going to work. Looking towards the future, there's definitely going to be more videos. Videos like this, still my usual content, reviews. I have my components, which is a lifelong goal, and I'm so close to... I've already released some components, but the ones that I've released are still hand-built currently. But manufacturing is happening right now, so I'm incredibly close to taking things to the next level. Anyway, lots more videos like this coming up. I hope you enjoyed this one, found it interesting. A lot of you have probably found it incredibly boring, but I had to tell you what's been happening, what has happened to the workshop. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and favourite if you want to see more.